If I were to place a bet on it, I'd say most people didn't start out with a green thumb. Good morning, Mr. Jack. What you got? You've got one?
There's one over here.
Yeah, there's another one. Here, how about we put her back in her home? Put her down. No, Bubba, just put her on the ground. There you go. There we go, see? They're back. Hey guys, what's up? My name's Leanne and I'm in the garden again. There's been something on my heart that I've been wanting to share, and I've taken this video a couple of times because I want to make sure that I'm being encouraging and not like shaming people for saying this, because I totally understand where they're coming from, and I have felt the same way. You can do it.
Lie down.
Mm-hmm. Good job. Beautiful. Good job, Bubba. Oh, there it goes. Hey, give me the pruners. Thank you. You're the cutest. So like I said, I don't want to be shaming anybody for saying this because I totally understand where they're coming from. I have felt the same way. And I've been... Oh, man. You okay? I started selling at the farmer's market a little while ago, and it has given me an opportunity to talk to a lot of people about gardening, people who've been gardening for forever, and people who want to get into gardening.
After me, Mommy.
You don't have a spider on you. You probably just walked through a spider web.
The ground, and the garden.
Yeah, there's spider webs everywhere. Those people that want to get into gardening, a good handful of them came up to me the past couple times I've done the market, and they're like, oh, I'd really like to get into gardening, or I want to be a gardener, but every time I've tried, I've failed. I just don't have a green thumb.
Green water cans.
Yeah?
That's another spider.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want to be kept in the loop with all my gardening adventures, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Yeah, there's lots of these. So I've mentioned this before in a video that you don't have to have a green thumb to start gardening. That's not a requirement. Like, if I were to place a bet on it, I'd say most people didn't start out with a green thumb. Now, it might seem like that, especially if you're watching a bunch of YouTube channels. I feel like a lot of us tend to show most of what is like the beautiful, which of course, like, well, I want to brag about my garden. Like, I love it. It's beautiful to me. Like, I want to show the world like how pretty and how much I love to watch all these things grow. But I feel like that can be discouraging for some people because you don't see like how hard it was to get there or how long it took me to build something, because if I can like condense it down into like a 10-minute video and only show the good. So I'm going to try to make a point to show like the nitty-gritty also, not just the good stuff, because it took a lot to get to this point and I have a long way to go. I don't know hardly what I want to know. So that's what is keeping me going and keeping me motivated, because it's so fascinating how much there is to learn about gardening, and I love it. I love watching things grow, and I want to show you guys, if you consider that I have a green thumb, which I would not consider that about myself, but if you considered that I did, I'm going to show you just how little of a green thumb I have. Half of my garden, if not more than half, is dead. So in order to squash this notion that you need to have a green thumb to start gardening, I'm going to show you, I have been gardening, well, in this place, this is my second season gardening in this garden, but I've been gardening since I was 18. I'm going to be 27 this January. So a fair bit of time. If I do say so. I've been gardening for a little while and still half of my garden is dead. So I'm going to show you. And I hope this encourages you to just jump in and start learning, because that's the best way to learn how to garden, is to just be ready to fail. And
There's poop, Mommy.
that's poop?
Yeah.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yuck. If I were to give advice about someone thinking about getting into gardening, it would be to just jump in and let yourself be excited, even if there's the possibility to fail, because the reality of it is, that is life. There's a possibility to fail no matter what you do, and you should just try to do it anyway, because you could get so much joy from it. I'm gonna see our early morning honker flock. There they are. Okay. Right behind me, I have my sweet potatoes. They are starting to get little rusty spots on them, and they're getting eaten by something, but I don't know what. And over here are mustard greens. First of all, I sowed this whole bed with mustard greens, and there's only 4 plants.
Mommy, is that more to poop?
Yeah, you scrape your boots off. That's a yuck. So, they're obviously being eaten by something. And they're not very big. I will say, though, they're pretty tasty. I agree with the bugs. They're good. Over here. This is a zinnia. It's all rusty down here. And there's a calendula next to it that is mostly dead. And that is a completely dead zinnia. This is my pepper bed. My pepper leaves are starting to turn a little yellowy. There's a marigold in the middle that's half dead. And these peppers are only getting about that big in relation to my hand. That's not very big. Peppers are hard.
Yeah. There are peppers to hide.
Yeah.
A bird, Mommy.
These are my berry bushes. First summer that they've gone through, and they look really rusty. This is what I mean when I say rusty on the leaves. And there's a bunch of weeds in this bed. And over here, oh dear, my basil is turning yellow. No bueno. Side note, there's a spider that is literally like the size of my thumbnail that is building a web all the way from this trellis
Mommy,
to this one. Okay, go look for some toads. My loofah gourd leaves are starting to, like, they almost look like they're getting burnt and then like turning into ashes. I'm not sure what's doing that. Those happy little bees. Bees are everywhere. You hear them humming when you walk by. Yeah, Bubba? It's okay. So this row was full of tomatoes, and I just pulled them all out because it's the end of the season for tomatoes. I left a couple of plants, like these two right here. These are newer than the rest of them, and then that one over there is younger. But I left a couple cherries to see if I could get any more harvest from them, and then I left one Amish paste tomato just to experiment and see how long I could string them along, literally. And oh yes, Keep showing you what's dead. Something yucky, doing that. Some sort of fungus, I bet. The leaves are really spotted. Like, it's been getting worse.
Cut these wildflowers.
What happened to the other one?
Dandelion.
That's not a dandelion. These are all zinnias.
The zebra is gonna be on it.
Uh-huh.
I want to cut all that.
No, sir.
Oh,
Not right now, okay?
I want to cut more flowers.
So the tomatoes. Oh, there's a worm on this one. Somewhere. Where are you, wormy? I'll find him. Literally everything in the garden either has some sort of sickness or some sort of pest afflicting it. And I still think it's beautiful, but it just shows that, like, you're never gonna know all of it. And if that's what you're waiting for to jump in, then you're never gonna start. So don't let that discourage you. I really, really encourage gardening. It has helped me so much with my mental health struggles. I had some mental health struggles after I had my second baby, some postpartum issues with anxiety, and gardening has helped me a lot. Vitamins also have helped me a lot, but I'm not giving any medical advice right now. My garden has been a huge source of therapy for me. It's getting me outside, getting me more vitamin D, and getting me something to work on. So, I highly recommend it.
The big bee bob water and there were the bees.
Yeah, there's bees everywhere.
2 bees.
There's a couple of quotes that I really, really love about gardening. One's from Audrey Hepburn, and it says, "To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow." And another is, "You don't have to be good at gardening for gardening to be good for you." I don't know who said that one, but it didn't come originally from me, so I want to make sure. Don't get any copyright issues here. Jump in. Get your hands in the dirt. It's so fun. I cannot recommend it enough. If you need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Happy gardening.